Welcome back to our Christmas series. In this video, we are going to deal with my favourite, the ham. To me, it's star of the show on Christmas Day. Now, I know lots of people love turkey, and thanks very much for all the lovely comments on the last video. Went down really well, so hopefully there'll be a few ideas out there for people for their turkey for Christmas Day. But moving on to the ham, I love ham. And the dog is eating the, hang on. Now, sorry about that, the elf is safe. So back to our ham. The last video I uploaded, if you saw it, you would have seen that I got this from Kelly's Butchers. It is, obviously it's a ham, it's from the leg. The guys cure their own hams, so they have their brine and they cure the legs, and the guys cut this nice gammon, this fillet from the leg, and they deboned it. So I've no bone in this, and what I'm going to do is, now years ago I remember having to wash hams and boil them and pour the water off them. These are not too salty. Well, the ones I get from Kelly's are nice. They're not too salty, so I don't tend to need to wash it or to rinse it off a few times or to boil it once and throw out the water. It's just the right saltiness. I don't know how long they keep it in the brine for and cures, but to me it's just perfect. So it doesn't need to be washed off or anything. So we get this parboiling. Again, really simple. I'm not going to put anything special in here. I'll put in a couple of onions and I'll put in some black pepper and water, and that's it. And we'll bring it to the boil and we will let it simmer for maybe an hour and 20 minutes, and then we will take it out and remove the rind and get to work. Right, so we get this on the boil. So the ham has come to the boil. I will turn that down now and leave it on a low simmer for an hour and a half or so. Simmering away for an hour and a half at this stage. So I think it's time to get it out and get to the next phase. Right, so there it is after about an hour and a half of cooking. It's out of the pot and out of the juices. Don't throw away your ham juice. What I do is I let that cool and I put it into freezer bags and stick it in the freezer, and then I take it out and use it to cook my vegetables. It's beautiful. Okay, so our ham is out and we will let that rest for a moment. In the meantime, we're going to make some glaze, and Tom is with me. He's going to help you make the glaze. The basis for any good glaze is the honey. So we'll start with some honey, Tom, and plenty of it. We need a good bit of honey. What else are we going to add in? We will put in some brown sugar. We will put in some mustard. We will put in, we have some chutney there, some black pepper, and a few other bits and pieces. Right, so lots and lots of honey. A couple of spoonfuls of brown sugar, Tom?
Yep.
Okay. Lovely. Might go, what, many? 3?
Yeah.
Okay. What next, Tom?
Mustard.
Mustard, okay. Yes, English mustard, Coleman's mustard. Big spoon for that, please. One more. Lovely. And give that a mix, and then we will put in, what else? Some chutney. Next. Some chutney. How much, Tommy?
Good bit.
2 or 3 spoonfuls?
Yeah, I'm bringing
As much as you want, or as little as you want. You can use that spoon if you want, just to get the mustard off it.
Nah, I don't have Dorothy 2 spoons.
Alright. So far we have mustard, we have chutney, we have honey, we have brown sugar. Now Tom, what do you reckon?
I think it's good, but I think we need some fresh black pepper.
So we want to make enough glaze, obviously, to glaze our ham, and maybe halfway through cooking we will put a bit more in. What do you think, Tommy? How was it?
Let me see.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Okay, lovely. So now we just need to remove the twine and we're going to cut off the rind and then glaze the fat beneath. So we're going to remove this part, keep as much fat as we can, and we're going to glaze that, or Tom is going to glaze it. Let me get this off. Then we may have to tie it up again just to keep it intact for the baking part. Just cut back the rind like this from the fat. Expose all of the fat. Let me do that. So sort of peel that rind back, cut it off the fat and leave our fat on. So keep as much fat as you can. Get the last one off here. Tip of the knife. Now, and there is our rind, and we're left then with the nice fat. Okay, so once our rind is removed, we can score the fat. We'll just go with little diamonds, and then we're going to glaze it. I don't use cloves. I'm not a fan of cloves or nutmeg or mace or cinnamon. In fact, a lot of those Christmas flavors I'm not a big fan of, but you can add cloves if you want. I just like to put the glaze on. So I've moved the ham into the roasting dish, and Tom, do you want to add some glaze? We've scored it a bit. We're going to put some glaze on, and we might add some more halfway through the cooking. So lots of the glaze all over, and rub it in, brush it in. That's it. Make sure to get the glaze all over, front, on the meat, every side. Of course, especially the fat, but you want the glaze everywhere. I'm going to bake this in cider. You don't have to if you don't want to, but I think it gives it a nice flavour. So about the full can practically. Maybe I'll leave myself a little chef's cut. And you want to cover this. If you're using tin foil, if you don't have a lid that'll go over your roasting dish, you don't want it to stick to the fat. So maybe put a bit of parchment or put a clove of garlic on top to stop the tin foil coming in contact with the fat. Now, ready for the oven. So I get this in, and we will give it probably maybe 2 hours in the oven, and we will check it halfway through and give it a bit of a glaze. Now cover it up, and then it goes to the oven. So our ham has been cooking for about an hour and 15 minutes at this stage, and I'm going to give it another bit of a glaze, and then I'm going to leave it exposed in the oven and get this fat and the glaze a little bit golden, and we'll see how it turns out then after that. So give it a basting, give it an extra bit of glaze, and we'll stick it back in the oven, and we'll see how it turns out then in a few minutes. Right, so here we are, literally straight out of the oven, and it's piping hot. I'm not sure how it looks on camera because, again, I've no lighting, I've no special effects. It is what it is. I'm not I'm not a chef, you know. I've never had a day's training. I've never worked in hospitality. I'm just a home cook, but I think this is the type of thing that people are hoping to get on Christmas Day. This is the raw version. What do you think, Tom?
It looks very good.
Will we try it?
Yes.
All right, okay, we'll give it a go. Really shouldn't be carving it straight out of the oven, but we have to have a chef's cut, Tom, don't we?
Of course.
Just a little taste. It looks delicious. So what do you think, Tom?
Very good.
Very good.